Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about some of my favorite wheels and tires for the SCX24s and TRX4Ms, which are the Mofo RC UPW wheels. I love these wheels because they are very customizable. You have different shapes for the front portion of the wheel, different brass weights to go inside the wheels to add weight to the entire vehicle, or just the front or the rear according to where you want it. And they look fantastic, very well made. So in this video I'll be putting together those wheels, and I'll be using the new Injora 62 by 22 all-terrain tires. I love those tires. They're very soft, sticky, have great grip, and the tread on the tires works great for many types of terrain. So I'll also go into how I like to vent my tires and why I vent the tires, so definitely stay tuned, and I hope you like the video. Okay, today we're going to be putting together and installing some Mofo RC UPW wheels. I really love these wheels because of the customization of them. And I'm just gonna go over a few things with you guys, show you what comes in the package once you get it. When you order the UPW wheels, you get these 4 wheels, which comes with a aluminum ring and 3 pieces to each wheel. You have to buy the outer ring separately, and these are the very customizable part. So these will go on the front, and on the front 2 wheels of most of my vehicles I use the Mofo RC brass wheel weight instead of this aluminum one, and I only use this on the front 2 wheels to add extra weight to the front of the vehicle, and I leave the aluminum rings in the back. You also always get the Mofo RC stickers for your vehicles, and you have your choice between the 0mm, 3mm, and 6mm extensions for the wheel hubs, as well as the screws to screw them onto the wheel. Also, right now on these wheels I'm going to be installing these new Injora All Terrain 62 by 22 tires. These things are very soft and grippy. I love them. And I'm gonna install the foams. These are the stock Injora foams, and on most of my wheels these are actually pretty soft compared to some of the other Injora foams that come with it. But me, this is a personal opinion, I always cut this kind of in half because I want the tire, for this first half of the tire, to be very soft and squishy. And so I'll just cut this in half. That way the sidewall still has some firmness to it. Place that back inside the tire. Like so. Okay, get your 3mm extension, which is what I'm using. The rear of the ring and the midsection, and basically place this into the back rings and line up the hole. Place the midsection on and line up all the holes. the larger screws that came with the set. Don't screw them down all the way until you get all the screws in. There'll be 6 screws for the rear piece of this hub. Okay, like so. Then place your brass ring on the inside of the tire with the foam already in place. And these are directional, so if this is gonna be my front left driver side, then the rear piece will go in through the back so that the tread will be forward directional. And we have to make sure on the rear that that tire is seated pretty well. Then we'll get the outer ring here and place that on top of the inner portion of the rubber tire, and we'll use the small screws to go around that section. On the outer ring screws, I always use this Loctite blue 242 removable. Make sure you don't use the permanent. This way it'll just give it an extra lock so that these screws won't fall out on your rig while you're driving on a trail on your course. It's almost a must because no matter how well these wheels are made, on almost all wheels that I've used, I've lost some screws if I'm not using Loctite, but I've never lost any screws since I've been using the removable Loctite. All I do is just dab a drop of that and just dip the screws into that as I go. This is the hard part, lining all these up. So obviously do not tighten that all the way down, or it'll be kind of uneven as you go. I always try to get at least 2 or 3 in near the same area to make sure the rest of the tires are lined, the rest of the screws are lined up correctly. Once you have 3 or 4 of those in that area, completed, then you know the rest of the tire is pretty much seated correctly. There's times where I try to start here and then I'm off on this side with a screw and I have to start over the whole thing. Okay, there is a finished tire. These tires are very well made, and you know these wheels are very well made and come together very well, and the all the extra screws just look really well on the crawler when you finish it. And these tires with the cut foam give you perfect amount of squish to grab onto climbs and obstacles. Okay, the next step here that I do to most of my tires is I vent my tires. And some people vent the tires on the middle portion right here. I'm not a big fan of that because when you drive over dirt, mud, water, it easily gets inside the holes. So what I do is vent on the back portion of the wheel, right around this area and this area. 2 small dots with a heated paper clip over the stove. It just dabs right into the tire. Make sure you don't go too far to go through the opposite side of the tire, but just heat that up on the stove for a few seconds until it turns red, and just quickly dab the tire. Do that on the opposite side. And that's it. And all that does, sometimes your tire gets deformed because air gets stuck inside. So when it's crawling, it decompresses, and the decompress does not come out again. And basically your tire is stuck in a deformed state. Those small holes release air and always keep your tire in the correct form and state. Alright guys, here's what the Mofo UPW wheels look like once they're on a vehicle. Here's the wheel I just put together for you guys, and you can see what these look like with different styles of tires, different designs on the outer ring here. Also, one other big thing while using these outer rings are very thin. They don't have a lot of playroom in here, so some of the normal tools you use to put together these wheels won't fit inside. So with these wheels, you might need a tool like this that could easily fit inside of here. And I like to use these DJX caps, which screw onto the wheel using this small special tool that just fits on the end of one of these hex drivers, and you can just fit that in and screw that in, and they lock and hold the wheel in place. You might need something like this on some of these UPW wheels where a normal tool just won't fit inside, so you need this skinnier tool with a special attachment to get inside there sometimes. But if you get the more open outer ring design from UPW, from the Mofo RC website, you won't have a problem with that. Okay guys, I hope you found that video informative, and like always, it helps out a lot if you like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Stay tuned for more content.